Rukshana dancing in the back, I need to dance too, right? Hey, everybody, welcome to So Victory Life. I'm really excited. I don't know how about you, Rukshana, because I've always been a person who smiles. Do you smile a lot?
A lot. I
A
smell
lot,
lots.
right? And sometimes we take for granted about us smiling, and we forget that sometimes for some people, whether wherever they are in their age, sometimes smiling can be a bit of a struggle. Rikshana, we're going to have a great show, right? Because our guest today is going to talk about her story, and she's titled it Born to Smile. Do you feel like you're born to smile?
I believe we're born to smile. A smile, the first
All right,
impression is
everybody,
listening.
we'll be right back. Meantime, please, 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 please share this out. Invite with your connections, your tribe, your peeps, your sisters, whoever, wherever they are in the world today. Share this out because this is So Victory Life, a fireside chat where we ignite victories. And we will be right back right after our short intro. See you then. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I am Zaf Zan with my sidekick for this episode 20. Can you imagine we're episode 20 already?
You guys are
Anyways,
swimming.
this is Rikshana, Trim, and girl, what's your day been like today?
It's been amazing. I'm glad I'm here, and I know it has been victorious for you as well. And I'm excited for our guest today because I got a little deep dive conversation in the background before she came in. So super excited.
We're going to have a great show, people. But in case you've missed the title of the show, I just want to say welcome to So Victory Life. If this is your first time, let us know in the chat. Let us know that you're watching So Victory Life, fireside stories to ignite and inspire victories. And today's episode, we have a guest all the way from the other side of the world, Malaysia, Southeast Asia. Our guest Nora is going to be on with us shortly, but this title of this episode is Born to Smile: Life, Love, and Accepting My Cleft Lip and Palate. Hey, we're really excited for this episode. What are you looking forward to, Rukshana?
I'm looking forward to more learning from her world in deep dive, and she shares not only with us but with the whole community what it's like to be in where she came from, her journey, and the education. Just being more open about learning that.
Whoop, whoop. Say hello in the chat so we can say hello to you right back. Go invite your peeps, your tribes, your sisters. And in case, I just want to put this up so that Rukshana can get started with introducing our guest. So let's get that started.
Wonderful. Welcome, everyone. Today, I'd like to introduce you to Nora. Abu Hassan is an author, speaker, and a certified law of attraction trainer, and one of our speakers at the Global World Empowerment Summit. She wrote a book, Born to Smile, which is Malaysia's first memoir about life with a cleft lip palate. She spent her early years dealing with facial deformity, multiple surgeries, school bullies, tactless people, and enough emotional baggage last a lifetime. She had a battle physical adversity with spiritual courage and went on to achieve important life goals, yet self-acceptance remained elusive. Ladies and
Let's welcome our guest, everybody. Whoop, whoop. Welcome, Nora.
Hi,
Welcome to the
Zach. Hi,
show.
Rosana.
I'm just realizing that Rukshana and I, Nora, we're about to go to bed, and you're just starting a fresh new day, aren't you?
Yes.
Have you had your coffee yet? I don't know. Malaysians probably is Milo, tea or something
Coffee.
sexy like that. But for us, it's just coffee. But I'm about to go to bed. Anyways, welcome to the show. We're really excited to have you here because Oh my God, I'm having goosies. I'm having so goosies. In case y'all don't know or have not heard about it, when we have so goosies on So Victory Live, the talk show, that means we're going to have a great time, right? We're going to learn from one another. We're going to start inspiring and igniting victories. And I can't wait to get you started, Nora, because we're going to start tuning in into your story. So I'm going to put up your images and we're going to remove ourselves from the stage and the stage is yours. We'll be right back after this.
Hi everyone, my name is Nora Boasan, and I was born with the unilateral cleft lip and palate. This is not my picture, but this is a baby that was born with a CLP, and this is obviously an untreated cleft. Those children and babies born with the CLP not having themselves treated will have issues in eating, communicating, and even breathing. So do we change the pictures, or
Yeah,
do we wait
as you
for
can
you all to
see, it
change the
will go
pictures?
by itself. Like you have that whole 60 seconds to share the
Oh,
story.
okay.
So if
All
there's
right.
anything,
Okay.
yeah, that's a timer there. So feel free to, tell us about the
Okay.
pictures as they
So
change. Yep.
yes. All right.
Yeah.
Now the reasons why I don't have a picture of myself before my surgeries. So when I started to do the book, my parents told me that they didn't take any pictures of me before the surgeries. I would put my picture before my surgery if I had it, but I don't have it. Now, this is a picture of me and my late father when I was about 1+. We've actually gone for the first surgery, which is the cleft lip. Now, I myself had to undergo about 8 to 10 over surgeries to repair my broken lip, my broken nose, and my broken palate, starting from the age of 3 months right up to 30, not 13, but 30 years of age. And I was born again with a unilateral complete cleft lip and palate. So those babies or adults born with a complete cleft palate are also born with a speech impediment because we have a cleft on our palate. So I had to go for intensive speech therapy for about 1 to 1.5 years to learn how to speak. Now, this is a picture of me at school. I think I was about 10 years old, and like I said earlier on, the transformation is gradual. Yeah, again, my transformation took me 30 years of age. So in the beginning, after the initial repair, I still looked somewhat different. My nose was lopsided. I had a very large scar on my upper lip because when you go to school, you cannot wear a lip liner or a cover stick. Even now, if I don't wear a cover stick, people can see my scar because my scar was quite large. And if you look at my face, I didn't like to take photos at that point of time because, when you go to school looking different, people in school would emotional bully you or call you names and tease you. Now, this is a picture of me with my 3 beautiful children. When I was an adult, I actually went for the reconstructive surgeries, but you see, my external work was done, but my internal work was not yet repaired. I was still, not healed due to the multiple, not surgeries, but due to the emotional bullying and mocking and teasing. So it took, the bullying was about 10 over years, from the age of 7 right up to 17 before I went for my first reconstructive work. And I was not able to accept myself, so I realized I had an issue. So basically, I said to myself, Nora, you need to do something about it. Like I said, even though the external work was done, but I was an emotional wreck inside then. So I embarked on a journey of searching for answers. I embarked on a healing journey. I went to listen to Robbins and Robin Sharma, Anthony Robbins and Robin Sharma. And my last retreat was with Skip Archimedes, an international motivator and yoga guru, where we went to Phuket to learn how to release our emotional negativity, like sadness or frustration, or not even accepting who you are at the very core level. So this was in 2007 in Phuket. So we were there for about 5 days, and Skip, the coach, actually taught us ways to basically heal ourselves. And I wrote and he said to us that please write a letter to yourself and to see where you were going in 5 years from today. So in 2007, I wrote a letter to myself saying that I want to write my memoir and the journey of how Nora became who she is today. Because the reasons why I wanted to do the book was because I wanted to inspire the community that it is okay for you to be born with a cleft lip and palate. This is what God has given us. Remember, a CLP is a treatable condition. Currently, worldwide, out of 700 babies, one is born with a cleft lip and palate. And now I'm happy to say that there are a lot of support groups worldwide. But when I was growing up, my mother was basically alone. They were not, they didn't have any support group, and she was not able to talk about it, only maybe to her husband, my father, or to her own mother. Now, when the book came out in the market in 2019 October, I started going to, because the book was in about 5 major bookstores in Malaysia, which is MPH, Kinokuniya, Times, Borders, and Popular. So this is a book signing at Times bookstore. But unfortunately, the book signing tour had to be stopped because we were all in lockdown March 2020. So there was having books in 5 major bookstores in Malaysia, and we're in lockdown. So how do I go and create awareness for the mission and for the book? So I started to pivot online, and people who had talk shows invited me to talk about Cleft Lip and Palate and to talk about my mission. And halfway, I decided to also have my own talk show, which is called Smile with Nora, because I believe that all of us are born to smile authentically and really smile with, I would say, with who we are as a person, nevertheless or regardless of color, creed, religion, and birth destiny. We are all, as human, entitled to smile. So I had my own talk show called Smile with Nora, and where I invite the community from the cleft, which is the plastic surgeons, the mothers, the cleft adults, the cleft children, and plastic surgeons, maxillofacial surgeons, and charitable organizations that are related to the cleft community. So when I was talking online, Ronald McDonald House of Charity, which is a charitable organization founded by McDonald's, called me and said, Nora, can we collaborate? We would like to appoint you as our program partner, where they wanted me to create awareness for their program, which is called Give or Smile. Now, Ronald McDonald House of Charities in Malaysia has got 4 pillars where they actually support. But Nora, I was only appointed to speak about Give or Smile, where they give financial aid to the low-income community in Malaysia to bring the children and the babies to seek further treatments from the plastic surgeons, orthodontists, ENT, speech therapy, maxillofacial surgeon, because this condition is treatable, but we must understand that they need a team of people to work with them, not just a plastic surgeon, because again, if they have a complete cleft palate, they need to go for speech therapy and also their orthodontic work, so they need to see an orthodontist and so on and so forth. So
That's a
now I
lot
am
of
program
there's a
partner with
lot
Wonder
of
Woman Solidarity.
I love, oh my God, I have already a lot of questions. Do you, Rikshana?
I do. I
Yeah.
do.
But before we do that, folks, we're going to take a quick intermission break and we'll come back and we'll start our roundtable conversation because I have a lot of questions for Nora and I'm sure Rukshana has too. So we'll be right back. All right. And then we'll start the conversation then. So Victory Live is all about sharing stories to ignite and inspire victories. We are here on Wednesdays, and our first, third, and fifth Wednesdays, we go live at 11 a.m. New York time, and second and fourth Wednesdays at 9 p.m. New York time. And you can get all this information at sowvictory.com/talk-show. Now, after the live broadcast, you're invited to join us in a post-show meet and greet where you can engage and have more intimate conversations with our cast members and guests. You can go to live.sowvictory.com and join us in our studio lounge for the meet and greet. We'll see you then. Boom, and we are back.
Oh my goodness.
All right,
Nora,
Shana, I'm going to let you get us started with the questions.
Nora, thank you so much for sharing your story. I was listening of going deeper, and you're talking about the amounts of surgeries that a person has to go through, and you're talking about how I don't know if this is on the show or but the background we're talking about the throat surgeries, and then you have the speech therapy that you have to like. How long in a process of how many surgeries you have to do? How long did that take you to finding like, okay, my body feels like this, and I can stand up and speak, and I feel confident?
How long did it take for me to say that I can stand up and speak? I feel confident. Okay, my surgery again started when I was 3 months, right up to 30 years of age. So when you're talking about a cleft repair, it is or surgery is two segments. One is repair work and one is reconstructive work. When you do the initial repair, going to school, you still look somewhat different. Even like I said, if I don't wear a cover stick now, people can still see my scar. So because of the difference going to school, people, kids at school, they're only kids. They don't know better. Will start mocking you and teasing you and bullying you. You know what I'm saying? So that would leave me with I would feel sad when I go to school when people say, hey, look at her,
Wow,
she's
I would
sleeping, or
too.
they call you names and things like that. So when I was an adult going for my reconstructive work, like I said in the video presentation this now, I already I actually did my accident work, but inside I was still emotional wreck. I still couldn't talk about it in public. So it took me a while to search for answers, to search for, hey Nora, why did God give this to you? And again, I went for a healing journey, as I said earlier on, where I started. The first stop was with Anthony Robbins in Singapore, Robin Sharma, he came to Malaysia, and the last retreat was with Skip Archimedes in Phuket. So it took me
So
quite a
Nora,
while, I would say.
what's a typical, like when you say I heard you mention like it took you a while. What's a while for you to discover that,
Okay, a
right?
while.
Sometimes
I started going to see Robbins in Singapore in 2000. Okay, and then
wow.
the book. Yes, 2000, because you see, I was emotionally bullied when I was 7 to 17 years old. And during those bullying days, I was not able to talk to anybody. Okay, I did not talk to it to the teachers. It was basically battling my negative emotions coming back from school, feeling battered, feeling bruised, feeling insecure, feeling angry on my own. I didn't talk to anybody about it for a very long time. You know what I'm saying? So
Ooh,
when I
the
opened the
anger.
subject to my
I can
mother,
imagine.
she would say things like,
Yeah.
yes, yes. But I had a good friend. I had a good friend. Okay, in the book, I had an imaginary good friend where I was
Oh, is Nora frozen there?
I think so. That's an action pose that she frozen.
Yes. And we'll bring her right back as soon as I see she's not frozen. But anyways, I have so many like the conversation about Born to Smile. Sometimes we take things for granted about
Hmm.
smiling. and she mentioned a lot about, being the insecurities and the anger that anger people is another topic for a different day, right?
Yes, 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 yes.
Nora will be right back because she just froze a little bit. And if Nora, if you're listening to this, just refresh your browser and come back in case. I'm going to take this opportunity just in case, for some of you who do not know this, the show, when we end, when the cameras go off, Roshana, what happens?
We go to another in captive show, so you log in because we have more of an authentic conversation. Yeah.
Yes. So we will have this post show called Meet and Greet, right? So it doesn't end with the live broadcast. Engage with our cast members post show immediately after the live broadcast for more intimate and supportive conversations that spark actions and inspire victories. Where the heck do you go? You go to live.sowvictory.com. And you'll be able to see episode 20 on the agenda. It says episode 20 post-show meet and greet. So you'll say something like this, right? So you will say post-show meet and greet episode 20. You will see a link for it. Just go ahead and join us. All right. And I think she's coming right back in. Here we go. Yay. We're going to put her right there so she can, yeah. So you were saying, Nora? Where did we last leave you? Because you were talking about, being the insecurities and the work that you had to do in your journey. Tell us a
Yes,
little bit
and
more
then
about that.
yeah, and then like I said, I didn't really talk to anybody about it. When I spoke to my mother about it, she would just say that kids are being kids, And I used to go to two schools. One was the
Do we hate that when people say that? Like, kids are just being kids. I'm like, yeah, but someone's going to teach
Yeah.
these kids.
Yeah, but you say, and I went to government school in the afternoon, so I was actually teased and mocked into environment within one day, and it went on for a couple of years, and was not able to talk to my mother about it because she said kids being kids. Okay, so I started talking to a friend, and why me, and ask him questions all the time before I go to bed, and only when I was an adult, I was talking to my creator, the person that created me, the power, the universe, God, Allah, whatever it is. And at the same time, when I was feeling very depressed or bruised, I would just go into another mode. I would transport myself into another dimension, and I started to visualize me being, happy, being on the other side of the world, and then only when I was an adult, started going for seminar, I realized I was harnessing the power of my subconscious mind, or you call it visualization, or you call it law of attraction. I would see myself, hey, you know what? Nora is not who she is now. She's another person. I would do that over and over again at night before I went to sleep because I didn't know what to do. I was a young child.
Love that. And I do have this question because you mentioned earlier, and it's a big thing, I think, for and this picture just kind of like gave me this whole idea of when I was in boarding school, and it just reminded me of all the insecurities. And I wanted to ask you this because I think it's very important for everybody who's watching this, right? If there was a message for anyone out there, I mean, when you look at somebody who doesn't look like you, doesn't matter, cleft lip, palate, color of skin, size of the body or whatever. But I wanted to ask you, how did you handle school bullies? Because that's important, I think, right? Because in your experience and your journey, I'm sure in talking about the insecurities, you must have had times where you go like, these bullies, I just want to show them, like, how did you handle them?
No, when I was a child, I didn't handle them. I told you earlier on, I did not know how to handle. I just bottled up all the negative emotions in me. I couldn't talk to my mother about it. She said, okay, kids have been kids. I couldn't talk to my father about it because he doesn't, he never really talked about me involved with the Cleft Lip and Palate. Never, never, never. The only time that I spoke to them about it when I started doing the book and wanted to really now, after so many years, ask how they felt when they had a child being born with a CLP, okay? And I was the firstborn, and of course, during 1960s, there were no ultrasound. So they went into the labor room. They went into the labor room waiting for the first child to be born, and suddenly, hey, she's born with a CLP, that kind of thing. So I never really knew how to handle it. I just bottled up my emotions to myself. And that's when I started to talk to a friend, which was, of course, now I know as my creator. And I started to do visualization technique, or, seeing me in a different world, being happy. I was actually visualizing when I was a child for the very longest time. That was the only my coping mechanism. That's why now,
Wow.
when I talk about it, when I have my own talk show, I would always, from my experiences, advise the parents, please be aware, please be open, please listen to your children if they come back from school, looking upset or looking battered or looking bruised, and do not brush it off like turn-up children.
Yeah.
Talk to them.
Yeah.
This is really an emotional thing that the children are being, they have to being faced, because not all children are born with confidence. Not all children are born with esteem, and
Yep.
sometimes they do not know what to do. So the only person that the children can talk to are their parents. So
Mhm.
parents, please be open about it. Please.
Rushana, you're a parent, right? Tell us
I
how
I
you deal with
am.
that.
I love that you're educating parents. You're not only just talking about the situation and what you went through. You're really educating the parents to be there to listen. Because it is easy for us to kind of just shove it under the carpet and say, you know what, kids are being kids. But no, it is our job as a parent to step up and be listen and be compassionate. Because sometimes that talking to that child, it's just stop processing. I'm like, okay, yes,
Yep.
it's temporary, but don't just shun me or shut me up, and let me process this, because this is my way of processing. I just need you to listen and comfort me, because that's our parents' job, is to listen and comfort and protect. At the end of the day, it is the parents' job to protect and to advocate and to speak up. But I totally understand. And I was watching, Nora, I was watching your other videos before you got on live, and you're asking questions to some of these parents about that, and you're educating them, and you're giving them resources. And also the doctors were asking questions to the parents. So you're having these amazing dialogue that not only you're talking about your experiences, you're opening the doors, opportunity for other parents. Like, you can ask questions, you can listen, you don't need to shove it. This is our future. We're talking about our children. They're going to be the future Nora. They're going to be the future president. They're going to be the future therapists and the future doctors. And how do we create a space that's safe for them to share their insecurities, so that way they can build that insecurity to become confident, so they can step up. So
I'm having so goosies, because you're kind of saying, like, how are we helping them to create that confidence? Confidence is contagious.
Thank you, Zach, for saying that, because as a child, not like I said, not all. Okay, some children are already very confident. Some children have got high self-esteem, but some children don't have. And I'm not just talking
Right.
about the children born with the cleft lip and palate. No,
Yep.
okay, I'm talking about general. So
In
if
general.
we as parents do not instill that confidence in our children, now who is?
Yeah.
Who's going to instill?
I love that. I love that. You're absolutely right. Talking
Yeah.
about children, right? So, Nora, we had asked you as we're getting information, your data about, about your personal story, and we asked you about fun fact content about you, and you said you're a cleft, proud, and an awesome single grandmother. Whoop whoop!
Yeah.
You're a grandmother. You don't even look like a
Yeah,
grandmother, because
grandmother of
it's age. I mean, you don't look like
grandmother
that
of
age. That's what I
three,
mean to
not one
say.
but
So,
three.
Oh
wow.
my.
Yeah,
Congrats
yeah.
to you. Oh
Thank
my
you,
God.
thank you.
Yeah, I mean, folks, we are here every Wednesday, and I know whenever we have a lot of a guest that shares a lot of the story and journey, and we have so much to share, there's always so much to go around the table to just listen in. I think most of the time it's just listening in. So in case you miss half of this show and you're watching on replay and you go like, oh my God, I want to get in touch with Nora. So if you join us, this information I'm going to put up on screen right now, if you join us right after this live broadcast, all right, as you can see, the post-show meet and greet immediately after this live broadcast. It doesn't end with live broadcast, because we are going to have a post-show meet and greet where more intimate and supportive conversations spark actions and inspire victories. That's where we want to network and meet you. All right, come and engage with us. And in case you're wondering where again, that information, you'll go to live.sowvictory.com. Make sure you just register a login, and then you will find the episode 20. All right, but look for the meet and greet session. All right, we will be there right after this. But I want to give, Nora, the last opportunity to say something to you, audience out there, before we leave, and we'll go from there.
For the cleft community, this is a treatable condition. I understand it is a journey, but I believe, and I know your parents also believe, that your children can grow up to become whoever and whatever they want to be, because the sky is the limit. And to all of us, not only from the community, not only from the cleft community, I love Oprah Winfrey's quote that says, "Turn your pain into wisdom." And also Eleanor Roosevelt, when she says, "Do not let anyone make you feel inferior without your consent." And believe in yourself.
Boom!
Believe in yourself.
And that's a boom right there. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Here we go. I'm having so goosebumps right here. All right, everybody. Just want to say thank you all for tuning in this week. And thank you to our special guest, Nora Abu Hassan, all the way from Malaysia. She's starting a brand new day. Ruxana and I, even though Ruxana's going to have 3 more hours ahead of, behind me, she has 3 more hours to stay up. I will probably in a few minutes, just conk out. And Sally Green's in the house, y'all. She says, mic drop. Absolutely. In case you missed Sally's episode, she was on, what was it, last week? No, last 2 weeks. So, folks, we're always going to inspire and hopefully ignite victories in your own lives. So do come and join us. Wednesday, we have our last 2 shows for the next 2 Wednesdays. We will end November 30th. Until then, I just want to say thank you again to our guest, Nora, for being here and for saying yes to sharing your story on So Victory Life. All right, everybody, come join us at the post-show meet and greet, and you'll get all of Nora's information and how to connect with her there. Until then, we'll see you at the next show.
Thank you so much for having me.